So today it looks like Ilhan Omar's financial situation was disclosed as being less, that she's not a millionaire. How convenient was that she's being investigated, that this would come up. So she's saying that it was blamed on an accounting discrepancy for errors in financial disclosure that listed her net worth up to 30 million, while doubling down that she is not a millionaire, a report said. The lefty squad lawmaker facing fraud probe calls from President Trump insisted the initial figures in a disclosure filed last May were completely off base, as an amended filing now shows shared assets with her husband of up to just $95,000. So, Mike, I'm curious, you think this is true? Do you think this is being made up? To me, it sounds a little fishy, but just my 2 cents on that. It sounds kind of odd that it all came at this point in time when he's starting to be investigated. So that's interesting all by itself. I'm curious as to what you all think. So it looks like, let me see here. I'm going to share this next article, which is interesting because it looks like the strike, that the reports of gunfire as the Strait of Hormuz is reclosed. Evidently, there's some issues again, and it looks like they are trying to exert control over the Strait of Hormuz. And I'm sure that the talks faltered, as I would expect. It's going to take several rounds to get this, since we're not working with the most honest and forthright people. So it looks like Iran's decision to reimpose control over the Strait of Hormuz marks a significant escalation in maritime restrictions versus a short-lived pledge to allow commercial traffic. According to tracking data, a handful of oil and gas tankers managed to cross the strait on Saturday during this brief reopening period, but many others chose to retreat amid the uncertainties. Iran's Navy issued radio messages to merchant vessels attempting passage, explicitly stating they were not permitted to proceed, which effectively signaled the route's closure. This action follows Iran's reversal of its earlier commitment to reopen the strait during what was described as a ceasefire phase in related conflicts. So it also sounds like Iran hasn't reimposed the control over the Strait of Hormuz, with ships reporting gunfire and attacks as the route was closed again amid ongoing tensions, in a move that underscores the volatility strike Iran actions in the region. Merchant vessels received direct warnings from Iran's Navy, and tracking data revealed in a brief window of passage for some tankers before the strait was shut down once more. The reclosure has drawn international scrutiny, including diplomatic responses from nations like India and connections to broader conflicts involving the Iran-backed groups. Reimposing the control over the strait. Iran's decision to reimpose control over the Strait of Hormuz marks a significant escalation in maritime restrictions. According to tracking data, a handful of oil and gas tankers have gone through. And this action follows Iran's reverse of its earlier commitment to reopen. So it says here that there were reports of gunfire targeting ships near the Strait of Hormuz have intensified concerns over the safety of the maritime traffic. One notable incident involved an Indian flag tanker that was shot at near the Strait of Hormuz, prompting swift diplomatic action from New Delhi. These attacks align with border reports of Iran's army targeting vessels attempting to traverse the strait amid the reclosure. The pattern of these attacks, warning followed by kinetic action, suggests a deliberate stride to deter passage, with shipping sources proving firsthand accounts of the gunfire impacts. In a related development tied to Iran-backed activities, a French soldier was killed and 3 others were wounded during an attack on a UN mission in southern Lebanon. The incident occurred while peacekeepers were clearing a road, an operation conducted under the UNIFIL framework. Both UNIFIL officials and French authorities attribute the attack to Iran-backed Hezbollah, describing it as likely perpetrated based on the circumstances. Macron responded forcefully, condemning the unacceptable attack in direct communications with Lebanese President Joseph Aoun and Prime Minister Salam. His office issued a statement highlighting the severity of the assault on the multinational forces working to maintain stability in the region. So it looks like there was a little bit of a hiccup in Lebanon also. This is probably going to take a little bit longer than I know Trump was planning, but it needs to be addressed. It just goes to show the fact that this is still Hezbollah is still, Hamas and all them are still causing trouble. Even with all this that we're trying to work through, it just shows you that it's definitely needed. And I think Trump is still optimistic that there can be peace. So let's hope that this all comes together. Well, I appreciate you watching my channel. I just wanted to do a quick, brief update. I'll be doing these regularly. I haven't put together an exact time that these will be going out, but we'll plan on doing that on a regular basis. If you enjoyed this content and would like to hear more, please subscribe, hit the like button, and again, thank you.